the most frustrating games you can play on your iPad.
Oh, you're going to be so mad at us by the end of this show. And I'm going to show you how to repl.it.
Okay. All that and more.
On iOS today.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Really? Okay. That's your reaction? Okay. 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 Hello there, Megan Morrone. Welcome to iOS Today.
Oh, welcome to you as well to iOS Today.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful outfit. It's hand embroidered.
Yep. I've been working on it all morning.
Beautiful, lovely. It's the Firebird or something.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little, it's a rented dress. You know, I'm into
rented dress.
From Rent the Runway. I have my whole wardrobe in the cloud so that I can.
Megan's Morrone's wardrobe, courtesy rented.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm never going to get that job as the Oscar
No,
announcer I've been shooting for.
Right, and they didn't pay for it, so why should
How'd you like the
really
Oscars last night?
2 nights ago, I really enjoyed them. Did you watch them last night?
That explains a lot. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. I was a little disappointed because I was rooting for Roma for Best Picture. It did win Best Director, Best Screenplay. I mean, it won a lot of awards, but I felt like it was the best picture. I really liked it. Green Book was a great picture. I enjoyed it. A little controversial, as you know. It's driving Miss Daisy for the 21st century, but you know, it was a feel-good film.
I only saw Black Panther last year,
which was really a feel-good film, and I think also a strong contender. I'm actually a little disappointed Black Panther didn't win.
Me too.
That would have been nice, but
yeah. Well, today we are going to talk about frustration.
We have some games that will leave you in a puddle on the floor, crying.
So last week I showed you Steppy Pants. That was my app cabinet.
And that's the inspiration for this. Like, this was so hard, we thought maybe we could find even worse games.
And I think that there are merits to frustration.
Some people like frustrating games.
Well, it gives you grit. You just keep, never give up, never give up, never give up. That's what you told me once.
Okay.
Winston Churchill. Oh, wait, sorry, I confused you.
I look like him a little bit. I have to confess, I did not go full bore on the frustrating games. I have challenging games that will be funly frustrating. There are many games, it turns out, as I started looking, I'm sure you found this too, that are incredibly annoying. Like Flappy Bird is I think inspired a lot of people to come up with games that just are too darn hard. But I have a game that's too darn fun.
Okay,
you want to? This one's we're going to play together.
Okay.
It's called Fingle. And so please turn off multitasking gestures because this is going to be, I can do that real quickly.
Do I have to tap your iPad?
You're going to share my iPad. Now, I admit a game that says turn off multitasking gestures kind of is annoying, right? Where did I go to do that?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because you and I are going to touch the screen together in a cooperative multi tasking gestures. Oh yeah, there it is. Gestures. No, turn them off. Okay, so you're going to want to turn them back on again because, frankly, that's a big part of the game of the iPad in general. Okay, I'm going to just show you these instructions so you know what we're going to do. Find someone to play with. Megan, would you like to play with me?
Sure.
Okay.
So am I the yellow guy or the
You're
white guy?
the guy closer. So I'm gonna. Okay. I don't know how we're gonna shoot this. You're gonna have to scooch in a little bit
I'll scooch.
because we have to play this together. So pick me up. It says.
Yeah.
Yep. Drag me onto there. Okay, good. I'm gonna do the same thing. Boom. Hold me there until the screen is filled. Go ahead, do it again. We have to do. See, it's cooperative.
Oh.
You get it? You get it? You see how hard this is gonna be? And it's going to be harder as time goes by. Oh! And this is frustrating because you're ending up blaming your neighbor, okay? One hand and one color. So, okay, now this is going to be hard to show because we have to put it on the ground. Because, see that? 4 fingers. I'm already frustrated. This would be a great one for a party.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, I'm
good.
picking up the wrong things, though.
Yeah, you were thinking.
Yeah, I should pick up the dot things.
The program.
Yeah, see, already you're frustrated by me. Okay. If we do this right, it's going. It's gone. Nice. Just one hand, Leo. Use 2 hands. Oh, I used 2 hands. Okay, never mind. You are terrible. You're terrible. Okay, let's do it. I love also the 70s. Oh, yeah.
Twister.
It's like Twister with your finger twister. Yeah, it's going to get more twisty. So it has to be, do this with somebody you like. I know, isn't this funny? Whoa. Fingled it out. Fingled it out. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to play anymore. I think you get the gist.
Later we'll play more.
But this is a great party game. Yeah, one hand equals more fun.
One hand equals more fun.
Yeah, so I could play myself,
Oh,
but
if you don't have any friends,
it
then
wouldn't
you
be
can't.
the same. In fact, it
Yeah.
may not even be possible in some of the later levels.
Have you ever played Twister by yourself? It's kind of.
Exactly. And I love the 70s look. Isn't that
do.
great in the 70s? Wah-wah guitar.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
I mean, I'm only a little bit uncomfortable after playing that.
Fingle. Yeah, it needs to be somebody you don't mind intertwining. Thank you, Kevin. Intertwining your fingles with. What did I say the price was for that? I can't remember. $2? $1.99?
Fingled.
Fingle. It's Twister for your iPad, is what it is.
Fingled.
I sent it to you in,
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
You probably didn't notice any
It's
of my...
$1.99.
That's what I thought, yeah. $2.
$2.
Well worth it. Well worth it. And no in-app purchases. See, this is where I went. Frustratingly fun.
Yeah. I went just frustrating.
Okay, let's see it.
Kevin told me about this game, and
Yeah.
this was a computer game called QWOP, QWOP. Do you remember that?
QWOP.
QWOP, QWOP. And it doesn't really make sense as an iOS game, but because QWOP is the keyboards, the keys, QWOP.
QW and OP. Yeah.
But this QWOP is a little running game where you control the guy. So let's do a 100-meter sprint. So this guy, and I move my thumbs in the diamonds.
So this is kind of like that walking game.
Yeah, kind of.
But more realistic.
And then I can tilt. No, I can.
Oh,
tilt.
you also have to. Oh, you fell
down.
over. Usain Bolt falls over.
Yeah. So no.
No. Yeah, I think you're going the wrong way. Try the other time. Go tilt to the left is what I'm saying. Maybe.
Okay.
Ready?
Well.
Okay. I hate this game. A new low. I love the headlines.
Okay. So, see, it's hard because you have to move the leg. Oh, yeah. It's like my brain doesn't work like this, but I haven't fallen down yet.
It's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
You know, middle schoolers for some reason love this kind of game. I don't know what it is, but they do. Oh, you got him falling on his head now. That's a step forward.
I did. So, QWOP.
QWOP.
Maybe I could just walk like that. No. I haven't even really gotten past that. Okay.
This is actually hysterical. This is more fun. Oh, good. This is more fun to watch, I'm sure, than it is to play.
Yes!
Yay! You made him jump and fall backwards.
I like the squash sound. Yeah, I wish it was. If you like,
This
if you
is
could
really
do the
hard.
keyboard, it would. I think maybe
It'd probably be
a little-
easier with the keyboard. This is really, really hard. Oh, Lord.
Come on. Oh, that was a head.
Uncoordinated.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it. Let's see if I can read. No, okay.
I wish they just have like an auto. Yes.
I'm off. Okay. All right, now.
Oh.
That's my best. How do I?
Stand up. Go.
I beat my
You
new
got a new
record.
best. You did a head plant. But it was
Glorious day. It's a little bit, like I have this feeling.
I love this.
This is the feeling of like, okay, I can do it if I just keep trying to do this for like the next 8 hours.
The other thing wrong with this game is it makes the bezels on your iPad look really 1992.
It is an older game.
Yeah.
But, this game is created by Bennett Foddy, who created...
Bennett Foddy?
The Bennett Foddy, who created Getting Over It. I know it's your turn, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, this was also another
this?
very frustrating game.
Yeah. Well, this was
What is wrong with him?
A guy in
this Bennett Foddy fella. The guy's stuck in a kettle, and he's only got one thing, kind of a pickaxe.
Yeah.
And he's got to pull himself around. Yeah, this was another one.
Yeah. Oh.
See, I hate these games. And the sound effects are very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's good. The guy who wrote this.
Yeah.
He's good at making frustrating games.
I'm stuck. What do I do?
I like this. I love this.
Can I use 2 thumbs? No. Okay. Is it telling me what to do? Yeah. Okay. There we go.
You got to go up and around. I think you have to go over the top, right? Or no?
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, almost.
So this is what I was talking about.
Somebody says, Toad Sloth says this is a new game called Tree Golf.
Yeah.
Oh, that kettle's the hard part.
Yeah. Like, I feel like this is good exercise.
Yeah, it does feel like you're getting actual exercise, doesn't it?
More intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due...
This feels like we're in Headspace all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. Did you want some money at the casino? Put all your winnings on red.
Just a reminder that today on iOS Today we're showing you frustrating games. Please don't try this at home.
If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view.
Oh, yeah, that's
frustrating.
Is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
It's a good walk ruined.
So yeah, Getting Over It or
That's
QWOP.
great. Either one of those. This guy clearly, Bennett Foddy, has it in for us.
He does.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just wants us
Look,
to be
he's got
stronger.
another game. I bet his other game is frustrating too. Let's watch somebody actually attempt something.
Is that Kevin? Kevin, are you playing?
No, that's on the
video.
Foddy.
No, that is Kevin playing. See, he's not.
Oh,
that
you
much
could play it
better
on
than I am.
the. You could play it on the web. I think the iOS game actually is a little bit better, even. Although it'd be nice to be able to use the QWOP.
Well, I just think it makes you a better person. These games.
This game is not frustrating. This game is, I think, fun. It's a puzzler.
Why didn't you follow the frustrating rules?
Well, because honestly, I got frustrated. Okay. So this is.
You gave up.
I gave up.
Okay, so
this is a game. No, I didn't give up. I just got frustrated. This is a game. Not that it's not going to be hard.
Okay.
This is a game called Campfire, and it's another kind of puzzle game. I like puzzle games more than the coordinating games. Campfire Cooking. It's really just a puzzler, a Sokoban style puzzler, but with a nice twist that you're roasting marshmallows.
Oh, that is a nice twist.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how I get over that. Ooh. We're going to get a nice... It's done. Delicious. Delicious roasted marshmallow. This is not a good game for somebody on a diet like me.
Why did the game marshmallows don't have any calories at all?
That's true. Oh, but I didn't get both sides. Oh, I'm burning. Let's go back. So what I clearly need to do is roast this side, and then maybe this will be, yes. Oh, perfect. So if you're the kind of person, and I know them, who immediately puts their marshmallow in the fire and burns it black and says, no, that's how I wanted it.
Yeah.
This is not for you.
Oh, okay.
So this is mildly frustrating, right?
Yeah.
To get a good toasted marshmallow, I think we want to avoid that one. I'm just thinking, okay, we're going to toast that. Don't want that one. Oh, yeah. Nice. I did it. Just looks great, doesn't it?
It really does.
Delicious. That gets harder.
What's that game called?
The great outdoors, a warm campfire and fresh air. It's called Campfire Cooking. And it's a little more expensive. I think this is a $5 game. But I only, as you know, the thing that I find most frustrating is having to watch a movie in the middle of a game to pay for the next level, that kind of thing. So I am eliminating one form of frustration, which is the free, but you pay and pay and pay game. So let's sell reception. The kids are complained. How do we check pose book out here? Oh, God, mate. All right, let's play another game. What do you say?
Yeah.
Oh, double serve. We've got 2 marshmallows. Now, the trick here is going to be... Oh, I can't do that. What's going on? Okay. Okay. Can I now? No. Okay. That one's done. All right. Crumb. I think I've ruined my chances of getting out of here alive. So it's basically, if you've ever played Sokoban or you get that kind of puzzle game where you have to move things around, I think this is really a beautiful, fun little game.
It is beautiful.
And yeah, it's frustrating only because as you play, it gets hard.
Yeah.
And you do not want to burn your marshmallows.
No.
As you can see, there's some additional features here, including corn on the cob and boiled sweet potatoes. Campfire Cooking, Lawton Haynes. You know what? It's interesting. I think that this is a genre for independent single developers, kind of like, I'm going to make a game that'll drive you crazy. What
I
do you
have
got
one.
next?
I have one that, and this is a puzzle game too that's driving me crazy because I just don't know what to do. It's called Bulb Boy. Have you ever played Bulb Boy? It is a
I
beautiful
like the
game.
idea.
It's okay. So that would imply that I'm supposed to press things, right? That little button.
Bulb Boy.
Okay, I put the disc in.
This is also a genre of kind of monochromatic retro games.
Yeah. So what do you? I mean, I have a back. Okay, so what does that mean? I don't touch anything. I have a backpack. Let's open the backpack. There's some teeth in the backpack. Can I put the teeth in him?
I hate this already.
I probably put the teeth like that guy needs some teeth, or
Why?
I don't know.
Teeth in what?
Oh, okay. So I can pet the dog.
So this is a busy box for grown-ups, kind of, right? The thing
Yeah.
that you give kids that they do activities. This is one to make grown-ups crazy.
Yeah. So maybe the dog is supposed to have the teeth. No.
No, Bubble Boy
And
shook his
he's
head.
not have the teeth.
Give it to Grandpa. Obviously, Grandpa. Oh, you already did.
No, they go. I don't know what. So is there a tip here? Should we get a tip?
Yeah.
I think that's
Does it
what
cost you?
is.
Watch TV.
Okay.
Bubble Boy.
Watch TV. Okay, there's the TV. Turn it on. Okay. Do I plug it in? Oh!
You are smart.
Okay, there's a bulb.
Oh, don't put your finger in the socket, Bubble Boy. You'll be sorry.
Okay,
This is quirky.
yeah.
I feel like I took the red pill.
Exactly. Okay, check. We watched that. Did you learn anything?
No.
Let's open the backpack again.
Still
There's the
a
teeth
bunch
again.
of teeth. One tooth missing.
Oh, was there one?
Oh.
Wait, did I put the teeth in the?
You put the teeth in the TV and that seemed to have... No. Give it to
try
Grandpa.
Grandpa
No. How about on the dish next to Grandpa?
No, I tried that too.
Play with the doggy?
Throw it out the window? No. Let's just pet the dog again.
What's that thing in the top there? Is that a brush? You're supposed to brush the dog? When you pet the dog, something pops up.
Wait, what? This
There.
thing?
No. That's your backpack.
Okay, when I brush the dog, when I pet the dog,
See
something,
that? What's in the upper left there?
this thing?
Yeah, changed again. What is that?
It's just a hand with a. Is there anything? See, this is my idea of frustrating. I'm watching the TV again.
This is annoying.
Oh, but that was a different channel. Oh. I don't know what to do.
There's a well. There's something in the well. It's an octopus.
What if I told you I played this game for 16 hours over the weekend and I still didn't get further than this?
Really?
No.
I
did
believe
play
you.
For I played for maybe 30 minutes and I couldn't figure out what
My
to do.
games I enjoyed playing.
Yeah,
They're frustrating. They're hard,
right.
but there can be frustrating. So one of the categories that is always been So what I think a game should be, my thought, and this came to me last week when you were showing that walking game, is, it should be frustrating, but you should have that little nugget that says, "Oh, I could do better next time."
Right.
See, that game you can't.
No.
This any what do they call the running games where the endless runners? Any endless runner game is gonna have that kind of feel. Do you like Rayman? Do you know Rayman? I bet Kevin likes Rayman.
I've heard of Rayman.
Rayman is a
Adventures.
classic game from Ubisoft, and we're collecting lums. So if you've played Rayman, you kind of know what happens. This is a one button. That means there's nothing to do but tap to jump. I like games like that for the iPad because you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I guess this really is the opposite of frustrating. Maybe, I missed that guy.
I would find that frustrating.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So you can't jump too soon. Oh, good. Oh, look at that. I love Rayman. Now I don't know what to do. I feel like I shouldn't get in the water, but it seems to be all right. Oh, I jumped too soon.
Yeah, you're swimming.
He's a good swimmer.
Oh.
Isn't this fun? See, this isn't frustrating.
No.
This is just fun. Whoa! I like the boingy. And there, we completed it.
Oh.
So this is one of those games. I guess it isn't really an endless runner. It's a one button because it's a side scroller. But it's one of those games where you go, oh, I could get it all the way next time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I could do that one a little bit better.
Right.
So maybe this isn't frustrating. This is actually level not played yet. Plenty of teensies to free. Level completed. No more teensies to free. So that shows you how you did. So I could do that level again.
Yeah, free all the teensies. That's what I
Should I go
say.
back and free all the teensies, or should I try a little teensy try over here? Just to give you an idea. You're not always in water, right?
It's Rayman Fiesta. So.
Rayman Fiesta. So we're in somewhere. I don't know. Old Mexico. Boing. I love those. Uh-oh. I missed those teensies. So this one, it's not frustrating. I take it back. This is fun. And you do all right. You can't do too badly. And the only thing is you want to get them all. You're going to do it again and again and again. And that might get a little frustrating after a
Right,
while.
people around you might be frustrated because you...
Am I frustrating you now?
No, but I have a game that I found slightly frustrating, but I liked it.
There's a whole series of these Rayman games. They have some that are real full Rayman. In fact, of course, Rayman for a long time was on consoles. But there's also a couple of these one-button ones. And I think for the iPad and casual play, one button is really a nice way to do it. There you go. I didn't complete that level completely, but I got not bad.
Oh, good, yeah.
Got close.
How much does that cost? $2.99? $1.99?
Yeah, and no ads again.
That's good.
That is, and you could just search for Rayman. You'll find Rayman Fiesta, but there's other Rayman games as well if you like Rayman. My favorite of the bunch here was Fingal, though. I want to play more Fingal with you.
Okay. I'm going to show you a game that I found fun because I feel bad that
Please.
I showed you. This is called Boost Buddies.
Okay.
And I have to play it it's got cats in it. Let me see. Okay,
Oh,
so
wow. I
the
love
cat
cats.
has to hit the top of you got to get the cat up there and you got to avoid the...
Oh, yeah. It's like Doodle Jump.
Oh.
This is going to appeal to the... Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
I was. Once you
This is
complimented me.
frustrating. I can see that. I can see how you feel about that.
This would appeal to whom?
So there's a whole bunch of our audience in their 20s now who grew up on the Doodle Jump games.
Oh, is that what this is?
It's a dressed up Doodle Jump, kind of, sort of.
I enjoyed it.
It's better than Doodle Jump. It's got more going on than Doodle
Yeah. Maybe like not Break. What was the Atari game that's like this that I grew up on?
Joust?
No. It feels a little bit I don't know.
Maybe breakout. Maybe
breakout. Yeah. So, Boost Buddies.
This is good. We've given them a lot to think about.
I think we have
a lot of ways you can frustratingly tap your fingers.
Ready for some news?
Yes.
Mobile World Congress is this week.
Yes. Are you? Where is my foldable iPhone?
I know, that's what I wondered too. But there was a.
We are going to buy all those phones. This is really getting frustrating because it's so expensive. When the iPhone doesn't change, Android phones get weird.
Yeah,
exactly right, Vlad. Vlad Savov. That's the Snap bracelet one.
Yeah.
That's from TCL, where it's a phone that turns into a bracelet.
Do you want an iPhone that turns into a bracelet?
That doesn't look comfortable. Does that look comfortable? I don't like that.
Okay, so you got the Galaxy S10 already?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
No, that's the Galaxy S9, which looks exactly like the Galaxy S10, except I'm very interested in the in-screen fingerprint reader. They're using ultrasound. And according to people who were at Mobile World Congress who tried it, you don't have to be precise in your placement. Anywhere in the lower third will do. And it's fast and accurate. And I like that. That's a good place to put a fingerprint reader, except there's going to be a big fat smudge on my screen every time I do that.
Yeah, Mark Spoonhour from Tom's Hardware, he had a review unit, and we had him on Tech News Weekly, and he said it was really fast.
He liked it.
Yeah,
very fast. It's the A55 in the U.S. It's an Exynos processor in the rest of the world. The best news is this completely dumb Bixby button, this extra hardware button that Samsung puts on its phones, will be remappable. In fact, it's going to be remappable on all the older Samsung phones, too, with an update. So that's very good news. Samsung at first really didn't want you to get rid of the Bixby button. But what they've done now, I think, is make Bixby more useful. So, yeah, I'm getting ready. I ordered it. I will get the S10 Plus in March 8th, like everybody else. So in about 2 weeks, we'll have it. And I won't review it here because I don't want to offend anybody.
No. You've offended me already by just even having that phone out.
Even having it.
And you're going to get the foldable phone for yourself as well.
Well, not for myself, but for all of us.
Yeah. Right. For
The
all of you.
Samsung. So the Samsung Fold is, when it's together, is almost like two phones together. It's
That'd be
fairly
cool if
thick.
it was half iPhone, half Galaxy.
Yeah, and then you open it up. So you got a screen. You'll have it. I should really do it more like this. So you have a screen on that side. It'll be smaller, the 4-inch screen. And then you'll open it up, and there'll be a screen. And just if you do that, you get a rough idea of the overall size. It's not an iPad. It's and it's kind of squarish. And then of course Samsung was immediately eclipsed by Huawei, which announced their Mate X, which is a trifold. So I don't know. There's no way I could simulate that. I need more fingers, but you unfold it in two different ways. It maybe is a little bit bigger. And what's weird about it is the screen is all the way around the outside. And what remains to be seen, and we really won't know from these brief demos at Mobile World Congress, is how well these polymer flexible screens are going to wear. In fact, on the Huawei Mate X, it looked like, frankly, there was a wrinkle where the hinge was. It kind of puckered up a little bit. And I don't think there's any way to avoid that because of just the laws of physics. So I think these are, I don't know. And now, however, people who saw this, that's the Mate 10, Mate X. People who saw this, that's the Fold, mostly said, hey, this is great. So the reason I'm kind of kvetching is that the Galaxy Fold is $1,980. Make it $2,000. So I'm gonna have to buy that. And then the Huawei Mate 10, the X. So Apple, you've really made us nuts. The Huawei Mate X is not going to be available for sale in the U.S. However, we'll probably still have to get that. That's almost $3,000. I understand why these are more expensive, but holy cow, for something that maybe, 3 months down the road, there's a crimp in the screen, we don't know how they're going to wear.
I guess you'll have to wait on that retirement cruise.
You guys are going to bankrupt me.
And then, in the meantime, there'll be more iPhones you'll need to buy.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, though, because especially with all the talk of 5G, and Apple doesn't have a 5G phone either. Not that your carrier does, but, they don't have 5G in your neighborhood in most cases. Although Sprint said that they're going to be in 4 cities by the end of the year and so forth. all the phones, all the new phones, including there's going to be a Samsung S10 with the 5G, and the Fold will be 5G, and the Huawei will be 5G. So that's something Apple's starting to look. Okay, maybe Apple doesn't have a folding phone. That doesn't make them look far behind, but lack of 5G might. Apple's not going to do it this year. Maybe next year.
So the other big news is Apple's obviously getting into services. You might be able to use Apple Music on your Google Home device.
I can't wait. That will be very nice for me.
I don't have a Google Home device, but maybe I need one.
But it really makes people say, why should I buy a HomePod if I can do everything with Google Home and you already can do it on the Amazon Echo.
Yeah.
In fact, you can do more, as far as home automation goes, the Amazon Echo probably is the king of the hill. So, yeah, I think Apple's kind of maybe given up on the HomePod.
Yeah. So it's in the iOS Google Assistant app.
But it doesn't work
Google
yet.
Home app, but it doesn't work yet. So
yeah. That's coming, I'm sure.
Apple's offering some more ways for developers to offer subscriptions on their apps. That's good news for developers. So you can do like 3 different kinds of subscriptions. You can do, or 3 different kinds of apps, like a free trial subscription, pay as you go, or pay up front. I think it'd be really nice to make this more clear, because right now so many apps are like, oh, you have a free trial, and then they automatically subscribe you sometimes for the full year, and you don't even know. So I think by iOS 12.2, Apple's developers will have 10 different subscription options.
Oh, great. That's 10 times more confusing.
They'll be able to make offers. I don't know. I think this is good for developers.
Oh, it's great for developers. I'm saying more confusing for end users.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think that this is one of many changes Apple's going to start making now that they really want to make money. Their whole model has gone from selling more devices, because they haven't been able to making more money per user. And they do that with subscriptions. That's good for them. They do that in the App Store with app sales. They're going to do it with, we're pretty sure they'll announce on March 25th, about a month from right now, they're going to announce both a new news subscription service and a TV subscription service. Maybe they'll be the same price. We're all kind of hoping, I think, for a one price for all of Apple's cloud services. It might be $40 a month, but you would get a lot of stuff. I'm kind of hoping for that. Just simplify it. What I don't want is 4 different new subscriptions.
And I mean, when apps, I don't know. Like, I feel like the idea of giving away all of your data for a free app is, I'm not so interested in that anymore.
No, you're right. I think it's the same reason I said I'm not going to show any apps that have ads in them. I want to pay for it.
Right.
It's $1.99. Just pay for it, and then I don't have to see any ads. I like that.
And I mean, in a subscription app, I mean, there's the promise there. I'm going to keep updating it.
Yes.
So if you pay...
Yeah, we know people have to make a living.
Right. Like if you paid 99 cents for 30 apps that didn't get updated after a year, that's $30 you've just wasted because they don't exist. Whereas if you paid for a $30 subscription for a year, or 2 $15 subscriptions for a year...
It does add up, though, doesn't it? That's another thing Apple could do maybe is, you see this with gaming. Microsoft has a Game Pass, for instance, where you pay one fee and you get a whole bunch of subscriptions to a variety of independent third-party things. I wouldn't be surprised to see Apple do that as well.
Well, speaking of adding up and keeping track, there was also the news this week that Apple was going to come out with a credit card.
That's kind of interesting. I actually took that opportunity to go out and look around. Goldman Sachs, which is going to be their partner, already does have a online banking credit card business called Maxos. I think that's it. It's an online bank. And I looked at it. I got right up to the last step of signing up and then chickened out. Oh. But I think this is a real opportunity for Apple to, again, it's all about services, make a ton of money. You want to know how to get rich? Don't just sell, a million iPhones. Take a percentage of all the transactions that those iPhones make. They're already doing that with in-app purchases and App Store purchases and music purchases. What if every purchase, you go to the market and Apple takes a percentage of that too?
Do they take a percentage when I use Apple Pay?
They do. Yeah, they take a standard kind of credit card size percentage.
So when I use Apple Pay at like Petaluma Market, that's my credit card attached. Is Petaluma Market paying my credit card and Apple?
Yeah, but Apple's smaller. If Apple has a credit card, they'll make more.
Right.
They get a larger percentage. That's my understanding.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. And the other thing that people were suspecting about this is there could be a sort of money app, like the activity app.
They say that, and that's the Wall Street Journal saying it, so I
Yeah.
believe it. But the other thing I think will be interesting is what if Apple then starts a bank? So this is the one thing Goldman Sachs is doing already is an online bank. And this is all the rage right now. And the way they get you into these online banks in general is with higher savings account returns. You know, returns, most savings accounts at a bank are less than 1%, but on these online banks, they're more than 1%. In some cases, they're even up to, I think, 1.5% or 2%. So now that's the idea is, and no charge for banking. Usually you get a check writing capability, but who writes checks anymore? The Apple Pay will be probably a great way to pay stuff. And they also often give you an ATM or a debit card. Again, Apple Pay will eliminate the need for any plastic if you don't want it. And what else do you get? You get savings accounts. What else? Bill pay, perhaps. Maxos does that. I think it's Maxos. Maxos does that. I started shopping around and looking, and I'm surprised at how many people are offering online banking. One thing to look for, I do online banking with USAA, and they do this, and some others do. One thing to look for is ATM, because if you want to get cash, right? Still, we need cash. How do you get cash? Sure, you can get it at the grocery store, but what many banks, online banks that don't have branches now do is offer you free use of any ATM. And I'm trying to remember if the Goldman Sachs, I believe Goldman Sachs' bank does do that. And that'd be interesting if Apple did that. If you know, there's some ATMs you walk up to and you tap your Apple Watch to it. So that would solve the kind of the last mile, the last dollar problem with, well, I still need cash for some things. Tap your Apple Watch at any ATM, get cash. I think this is what Apple's going to do. And Alex Lindsay, to his credit, has been saying for a long time, Apple should start a bank.
Yeah.
But they need a partner like Goldman.
Right. I like the idea of the activity app, but like instead of an exercise budget, it's like a budget.
Yeah, they'll totally be able to do that,
it's like,
right?
okay, I've spent this much money on clothes. I've spent this much money on...
And you know why they do that? Because you're incented to run everything through Apple.
Right.
So it records everything. So you're incented... So Apple knows there's more money in the long run in services, making more money per customer than just selling them one phone.
Right. And I'm not saying that they don't use that data, but they're not using it so freely like Google or Facebook.
I don't think they're trying to make money on the data.
So
I hope
they just
not.
want to make money on the purchases.
They make money on the money.
Which I'm fine
pretty
with
good way
that.
to make money.
Make money on my money.
Yeah.
You know, that is fine.
Take enough. You just take a crumb of every transaction, and those crumbs add up to a whole loaf.
All right. Shall we do a little bit of feedback? What do you think? Some feedback?
Yes.
Vinny wrote a while back when Leo was absent. I like how he said you were absent like it was school. You had a guy.
I was tardy most of the time, but this time I was absent.
You had a guy who authored PCalc, co-hosting James Thompson.
Pretty cool.
And a really wonderful calculator app and well worth paying for, so much so that I left him a large tip from within the app.
thank
And I'm
you.
wondering if he gets all the tip, in which case, yay, or does Apple take 30% cut like when I originally bought the app, in which case, boo. And I confirmed with James that, yes, this is boo. Apple takes 30% of everything.
Every transaction.
So if you
30%.
tip your developer, tip your developer, yes, but know that Apple...
This is why a lot of people try to get around it. Netflix, for instance, has stopped allowing you to subscribe to Netflix in the Netflix app. That's going to cost Apple billions of dollars. You know, you can't buy a Kindle book in the Kindle app. You can't buy an Audible book in the Audible app, all because they don't want to give Apple its 30%. Any transaction that occurs through Apple Pay, Apple's getting in the store, Apple's getting 30%. I am seeing people go around. I just the other day, well, just now, bought an app, which I'll show later. I was making a card, and you buy the card and buy the postage using a credit card or PayPal, not Apple Pay. And I really thought I thought that was a violation of the App Store guidelines. I thought you always had to go through Apple. So that's interesting. I don't know. There must be some loopholes there.
Yeah.
Or Apple hasn't caught.
Do you subscribe to Netflix through Apple?
Not anymore.
I never did, just because I've always, even before the App Store, I was a subscriber to Netflix.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I think so too. I did, for a while, I subscribed to some newspapers through the App Store. And part of the reason I stopped is because it was so complicated, because when you do it through the App Store, you don't get really a login. And then you're trying to use it somewhere else, and they say, well, what's your login? Well, I don't have a login. I bought it in the Apple Store.
Yeah.
So almost always now, I just buy it on the website or somewhere else, so I have a login and I can use it elsewhere.
Well, yeah, well, that was Weight Watchers. I subscribed through the App Store.
Yeah, so
and
Apple takes 30%.
Okay, this is kind of a long one, but this is from MJ, and I asked her to send a video, but she instead sent us her picture. So after we will show you her picture. She sent us her picture. She writes, I'm a 67-year-old, and I love technology. However, I just know enough to be dangerous. I'm currently using two-factor on many applications.
Good.
I'm especially very careful with my bank and my LastPass accounts.
Excellent.
However, my bank still uses the system where they text me a code, which I understand is just better than nothing. Like Leo, I have my life in LastPass, and my brother has my login information in case I forget it someday,
Good.
and also has emergency access.
Excellent.
I do wonder about hackers, which brings me to my question.
We should mention LastPass as a sponsor.
Yes. I'm confused about the YubiKey. I think I need the YubiKey 5 NFC since I have an iPhone XR. I use my iPad Pro 11-inch more than any other device. I do use my desktop Windows PC a couple times a month, mostly to do online banking. If I'm correct, I can use the same YubiKey 5 key for my PC and my iPhone. Is that really correct? And does the YubiKey 5 work with the iPad Pro 11-inch? Does it happen to work with the Apple Watch 4?
So this is confusing. Hi.
Jay. This is before she switched over to Apple because she's using an
adorable.
Android watch.
Oh, shocking. So YubiKey is something we've talked about a lot. In fact, it was Steve Gibson that introduced us to YubiKey. He met Stina at RSA about 5 or 6 years ago. She's the founder of YubiKey. She said, I have to show you something. And he was totally excited about it. That's Stina, by the way. And that's the YubiKey. Now, there are a number of different YubiKeys, and so this is very confusing. The problem is Apple does not support using a YubiKey through NFC. So typically with a YubiKey, the way you'd use it is you use, see, it has a USB, Type A USB port. So on your Windows computer, your Macintosh, you might have to get an adapter if your Mac doesn't have a Type A USB, a Type C. You put it in there and you press that button, and it will generate a one-time secondary code. This is the ideal way to do two-factor. But you've got to be careful because they do have NFC-enabled YubiKeys. That works with Android, but it will not yet work with iPhone because Apple tightly controls what can use NFC and what can't. So you're going to want to get one that specifically says works with iPhone. Notice this one, the YubiKey 5, is being used right now with an iPhone. And I wonder if that's Bluetooth, or maybe it is NFC. Maybe I may be wrong on this because they're showing it with an iPhone. This is on an Android device. This is how you would do it.
Well, doesn't it have a Lightning? Didn't they just announce Lightning?
Well, do they? Maybe they did. You don't want that because that will be very limited. Maybe Apple, because Apple is slowly expanding the NFC capabilities of the iPhone. So maybe Apple has added that. So generally what we recommend and what Google has recommended in the past is that you get two keys. You get a USB key that does NFC and use that. That's $27. That's their security key. Use that for Android devices and Windows and Mac, and then get a Bluetooth version that you would use on a iPhone. So I'm going to have to do some more research because it may be an error that they're showing this working with an iPhone. I don't know. Maybe that's now. This is the one I use. But I thought you always had to have a Bluetooth version of that. You see, there is a Type-C version, but again, you'd have to be all Type-C for that to make sense. It's easy enough to get a Type-C adapter. I don't think, unless I'm wrong, and Apple has slowly expanded what you can do with NFC. It used to be it was only Apple Pay. Now you can use it for other stuff. If it works, if NFC is working on the iPhone you have, then yeah, YubiKey 5 would be a good choice. It's a really good choice, but I would get two. Because almost always, in fact, to my knowledge, always, when you use a dongle, a physical token like that, you can set up more than one. And that's important because if what you do is, and this would be ideal, is turn off any other form of authentication. The worst kind, as you kind of alluded to, is SMS because it's so easy to spoof text messages and easily steal text messages, and it happens all the time. Banks do it because, well, we know everybody has a phone. I guess we can do it that way. But it would be better to use a dongle, a token device like a YubiKey. But if you lose it, anytime there's a backup that can text, that's as bad as text, right? So if you lose it, if you use it, you want to say only use a YubiKey. LastPass will let you do that. And then make sure you have 2 and you keep one in a safe place in case you lose the other one. And then you can always add more. As long as you can authenticate with the backup YubiKey, you can buy more and like that. I actually have misplaced my YubiKey. I don't want to say I lost it, but it's somewhere with my key to get in the office. So
and your AirPods.
If you want, it's probably wherever my AirPods are. If you do find it, just come into our offices, break into our offices, and leave it on my desk, if you will. That would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah, and does it have your car key on it too?
No, just my house key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought I would. Okay, so good. So here's the good news. I'm seeing this in our chat room. Thank you. LastPass now does support YubiKey, the YubiKey Neo. That's a specific one over NFC on iOS. So that's a big deal. And that's the key is that the Apple has to support it, has to provide an SDK. Apparently, if they've done that, and then the developers have to incorporate that into their authentication methods. So you're going to want to. So yes, good news. A YubiKey Neo will work, and those are great. Will work with iOS, but you have to make sure that the apps you want to authenticate will work with NFC. If that's not too confusing.
Do you recommend like an average person get a YubiKey? I mean, like better safe than sorry.
There's the Neo. And I have that one as well. Just understand that it puts a higher burden on you for security. It also makes you much more secure. This is by far, I'll tell you, the least secure way to do it is text messaging. Most banks still have that as a fallback. And anything that has that as a fallback, the weakest link, right, is where the chain will break, means that you're not it's more secure than nothing, more secure than no two-factor, but it's the least secure. The next best would be using an authenticator like Google Authenticator. I always recommend Authy, Microsoft, or LastPass Authenticator. All of those are more secure because you send a message to the phone, not to the through SMS, and so it's a lot harder to spoof that. The most secure would be the YubiKey, a third-party dongle that somebody has to have physical possession of. You can't spoof it. They'd have to have physical possession of that. Those we know are very secure. Anything that's on the phone is potentially insecure if the phone gets hacked or somebody can get in there and look at your memory, that kind of thing. So I think the third-party key is great. And those are one-time passwords. So when you put the YubiKey next to the phone or you put it in the USB port and press the button, it's going to generate a one-time code that's good only for 30 seconds, just like any authenticator. So even if a bad guy got that one, they'd only have 30 seconds to use it. I think it's, as long as you understand, you got to get an extra one. You have to kind of keep it on your person. It'll be a little frustrating because you won't be able to log in if you don't have it. But as long as you understand that, I think, yes, it's definitely the best way to do it. Secure your path. The things you must and absolutely must do, always secure your email as best you can with two-factor for sure. Because email, whatever email address you use for, I forgot my password, that's gold to the bad guy. So always secure that. If you use a password manager, always secure that with two-factor because that's another piece of gold. They're all your passwords in one place. And if your bank allows it, I don't know of any bank that does, don't use SMS. Do use two-factor. Use SMS if you have to, but if you can turn that off and use a YubiKey or authenticator, do that. Google, for instance, you can turn off SMS recovery, and I think that's a good idea.
You ready for our app caps?
Yes. Oh, that means I have to put on this hunting hat again with a hunting hat. Be very, very quiet. And don't shoot me, please. I just saw Vice, the movie about Dick Cheney.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
It doesn't even matter if you wear an orange hat, apparently. Anyway.
Was that in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got so much. That's what I learned from the Academy Awards. There's so many movies to see.
Lisa and I have had this policy over the last 5 years, and it's really worked out well. We see everything that's nominated. Because that way you're kind of saying, well, I will have seen the 5, 6, 7, or 8 best, considered by many the best movies of the year. I'll have at least seen those. We've seen many more,
Did you see The Favorite?
I did. Loved it. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Black Panther was literally the only movie that was nominated for anything.
You are in luck. You have some good movies to see.
Yeah, I do. I'm excited.
I would say that you will love The Favorite. It has the worst ending ever.
What? No spoilers, please.
It's just weird. It's a hallucinogenic ending. I don't know. I think it felt like he couldn't figure out how to end the movie, so he just... But it is such a good movie. I'll highly recommend it.
I loved her speech, her Oscar speech.
Well, it's also a feminist movie because the men are kind of, in this case, background figures. They're the spear carriers.
Like life.
The women, yeah, like in real life. The women are the stars of the show. It's also a very interesting cinematography. It's done much of it with wide-angle lenses. Roma was also shot that way. Oh. Roma's well worth seeing as well.
Yeah,
you can see that on Netflix.
Right. I got big plans this weekend. Okay, well, speaking of movies, I made...
Very quiet.
I made a movie.
She's hunting app caps.
With my app cap. There it is.
Why would you want to do that?
Why not?
Did you eat some funny mushrooms?
This is Hyperspective. I also did a video of you here.
So it could be all kinds of psychedelia.
Yes.
Wow.
And this was this filter, the Mezcal filter.
It's called Mezcal. Okay.
This was that one, yeah. So that's what people, when they're on Mezcal. Is that how you pronounce it? Mezcal? Mezcal?
Well, there's mescaline and mezcal, which is not mescaline.
Yeah, so that's what apparently when people are on Mezcal, that's what I look like.
I guess. I don't know.
It's called Hyperspective.
I don't know if this is appropriate for young people.
It's got other filters. It is better on the iPhone, but I will I'm taking a video of nothing right now. Oh, crashed. All right.
You have to detach.
Let me take a video of you.
Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Okay, so now I have this. Oh, let's just save this because now I have to.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that. That's gold.
No.
That's comedy gold.
So now I'm going to. Okay, find the video.
Yeah.
And then I think I can choose this video.
Yeah.
And then I can do the Lugosi filter.
Oh, Lugosi. It's like a noir. What's that one called? Gel, yeah, it's just red.
Melt face.
Oh. Oh, Lord.
Moon
this is great.
Mirror. Ooh. Spore. LA gear? Now, why is that called LA gear? I don't know. Chaos with a K.
Yikes.
So there's a lot of them.
This is crazy.
Super Brothers.
How much is this?
99 cents
that's,
or $1.
That's about right, yeah.
How much is it? $1.99?
Yeah. Hyperspective with a K-I-V. K-T-I.
99 cents.
99 cents. We'll try it every price possible.
After Party, Tracer. Let's try Vibes. Ooh,
I like that.
So then I can put it on Instagram.
Nice.
Save it or share it on.
What do I don't have Instagram anymore. What can we do? People, those of us
I'll
who
just send it to you.
Have no Instagram. Where can we share all this stuff? Thank you. I'll accept it. I've accepted that. Oh, wait a minute though. It looks like it got sent to me normal.
Oh, what the heck?
You have to probably choose an adaptation and keep it that way.
Yes. Unsaved changes will be... Okay, that is tricky because it definitely uploaded. Save.
And then share. Now share that one to me. Let's see if it comes through. That is a terrible picture of me.
You added it.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, now I got the weird one. Yeah.
So Hyperspective, that's Spektiv.
Hyperspective.
99 cents.
Wow.
If you want to make people...
Somebody's wondering if it has a rotoscope feature. That's an interesting question. I've seen rotoscope apps.
Rotoscope?
That's when they take a real movie and then the animators draw over it.
Oh.
So what was the name of it? Is it Afterlife or...
Oh, yeah, by Richard Linklater?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This works with
whole movie
photos,
is
too.
Rotoscoped.
Photos, you can do photos, too, on there.
I might get that. That looks pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can also adjust the filter. live.
Weird man. Weird with a beard, man.
Hyperspective, 99 cents.
You know, I think there's a slew of these all of a sudden because we now have so much processing power. This is, of course, pretty intensive processing in real time.
Yeah.
And we can now do it. That all of a sudden, all of these things are going to start cropping up. That's fun. I'm going to show you one that's actually a website. And it's not iOS specific. You can use it anywhere. But it's great for an iPad. You know, one of the drawbacks, one of the reasons people say, I can't use an iPad is I can't do real programming on an iPad. But thanks to this website, repl.it, repl.it, you can. repl.it, and in a lot of different programs. So repl is something that some more modern programming languages talk about. It's a loop. It's the read, evaluate, print loop, which means it's sitting there with a prompt. I think Python was the first language I saw that used this. Sitting there with a prompt, you type in a real code and then hit return. It runs it, executes it, and prints the result. And then it waits for you to do more. But a REPL is a really insanely great way to program. This has gone steps beyond a REPL. I'll show you what it looks like. It really looks like an IDE. So in fact, if you've used Atom or VS Code or any of the kind of very popular these days, editors, you'll see this very, very familiar. You're getting all of the kind of edit features, which is completion and coloring and so forth, and lint checking. I'm here in Haskell, and so notice this is the Haskell REPL, GHCI running right here. I can run, I can share. But here, makes it even more interesting. Let's go back to my my REPLs here. And this is free, by the way. You can pay for more advanced features. They're kind of doing it on the GitHub model where if you don't want your code to be private, you can use it for free for limited, some limited use. If you want your code to be private, you pay for it. You can actually use, there's an HTML version. So let's say you have an iPad and you'd like to learn how to do a website. You can code here. This is HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. Code here in an editor. Very much like a traditional code editor. Atom or Sublime, or it reminds me of VS Code. And down here's the web page that renders. So I could, if I wanted to, in the body here, we could just even add a little HTML. Let's do H3. Oops. H3. Hi, Megan. Notice it did auto-completion, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. And then I run it, and there it is. Hi, Megan. So this is a really nice site to know about for anybody who's using an iPad, wants to learn a programming language, wants an online environment, and you can even make public pages with this. So you could make this be a public website. I'll show you the languages, too. I'm really pleased with the number of languages they have. It's very, very complete. So I can import a project if I'm already on GitHub. I have a Haskell REPL and an F# REPL running. I even have my HTML. But let's look at all the other languages we can use. And some of them are fairly obscure even, like Forth, Python, of course. Hello, pop-up, please. There we go. Python, Ruby, Node.js, Scheme, which is a great Lisp, C#, Java, Clojure, Haskell, Kotlin, Lua.
All my favorite programming
languages. PHP. So this is, I'm really blown away by this. Go, C++, C#, even basic C, Swift, Python with Turtle. When you're done playing with the toy programming languages like the Swift Playground or Tinker, this is the next step. And I think high schools and a lot of places could be using this to get people on a Chromebook, any environment where you don't have real access. You can be running this as a IDE plus a REPL. It's a great environment, and it works wonderfully on an iPad. You could even use this on an iPhone, and of course anywhere where you have a browser, because it works in the browser. Free for the basic model, and then if you want to pay for it, repl.it has a lot of additional features. repl.it. This is, right now, in my opinion, this is the best coding environment for the iPad out there. It's really, really fantastic. And that's my app cap.
Well, we have finished the episode.
Have we really?
Yes.
Doesn't feel finished.
Do we need to tell people to do the survey?
Oh, that's why. Yeah, last chance. We love doing this once a year to get to know you better. It's, of course, completely voluntary. We don't ever tell you have to give us information. We never charge. But once a year, we have a little survey. If you take a few minutes to take it, I'd be very grateful. It's very simple. It's stuff, you can answer quickly. And it is twit.to/survey19. Our 2019 Twit Audience Survey, twit.to/survey19. We also do appreciate your comments, your thoughts, your emails. Record a 30-second question or answer. Start with your first name and city and put it up on YouTube, or send us a link, or even send us the video if you want. What is the email address I should use?
Megan@twit.tv.
Simple to remember. Don't send it to me.
Yeah, don't. You have been answering some.
I answered an email this morning.
You did. Look at that.
Too many cups of coffee.
You never know.
Send it to Megan.
You got to be in it to win it. No, yeah. CC me, just in case. But yeah, I love send me your videos. Love to see them.
We really like to get you on the air. Or pictures, too. It's great to see your pictures. We do this show every Tuesday morning, around about 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time. That's 1700 UTC. You can watch live at twit.tv/live. And get on-demand versions of the show after the fact. In fact, every show we do at our website, twit.tv. In this case, it's twit.tv/iOS. But we're on YouTube. We're everywhere. You can subscribe in your favorite podcast app, and that way you won't even have to think about it. It'll just be there when you want it. Thank you for watching us. That concludes this thrilling, gripping, and frustrating edition of iOS Today. Bye-bye.